Now I'm going to show you some attaching techniques. These are really, really neat. They're simple. You can do it with hot glue. You can use it with tape. You want one of the more adhesive items. So usually Elmer's glue, the liquid glue or the glue stick probably won't work, but you might not need them for all of them. So the first one I'm going to show you is called the slot. The slot starts off as pieces of cardboard, and what I did is I put a cut that goes about halfway down on each one in opposite directions. So this one's from the top and this one's from the bottom, and then you slide them together. So you can slide them past it. I'm going to slide them vertical, and that keeps those two pieces attached. So that's one way to do it, and you don't need glue or tape for this one, which is kind of nice. So that is the slot. The next one I'm going to show you is the tab. So the tab is I start off with a piece of cardboard. You could also do it with a stronger paper like a cardstock, and I cut little notches about halfway up for mine. You can spread them apart, you can put them close together. I did a little bit of both, and you're going to fold them every other direction. This gives you a place when you put glue down to attach it to, because if you're just trying to put glue on this skinny part here, there's not much to stick it to. So this allows room for glue so that it holds. The next one I'm going to show you is the flange. So very similar to the tab, you're going to start and you're going to cut little pieces, but this time I'm going to glue it in a shape. So in this case, I'm going to glue it as a circle. It's really hard to get circles to stay on a piece of artwork. So all of these, they go in the same direction outwards, whereas the tab, they zigzag. So one went forward, one went backwards. And that gives you more room to put glue to hold something in place for when you do a sculpture. This technique is called the slit. Now I want to warn you, some of these names, some people call them other things. Some people call this an insert, but I have other inserts too, so I want to call it something different. And what I did is I have two pieces of cardboard. One of them has a cut down the middle. Now, you could use a tool like an X-Acto knife, but that requires supervision because it is very sharp. So what I did is I took my piece of cardboard, I folded it in half, and I used scissors and I did a little cut. That way it's still stuck together and I could cut just in the middle. My other piece has this tab right here so that I could insert it into the slit, which is why I'm calling it the slit. And this allows the piece of cardboard to stand straight up. Again, no glue is required. Kind of nice. This technique, and I could be pronouncing it wrong, is called the cassette. So it requires, you're almost making a little table like this, but in order to hold it in place, you need some triangles. Now these are right angles, so a right angle is 90 degrees. It forms a nice corner, 90-degree corner. This one does involve some glue, so I'm going to use my glue stick here to help me glue it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue my little tables vertical like this. This is going to support it. You want to make sure you glue them all at the same height. That's very important for the next part. And then I'm going to take it, I'm going to put a little glue on the top of this right angle piece side of it. You didn't know that math was involved with art. And I'm going to glue it on here, and it's almost like I just made a little table that is supported by these triangles, and that is the cassette. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you is called an insert, and again, some people call it different. This is very similar to the slot one. I took a piece of cardboard and I folded it in half, and I'm going to use another piece of cardboard to hold it in place. So in order to do that, I have to make two little slits, kind of like the one before. But you can use the X-Acto knife, or if you don't have that, you could just fold it and put two little cuts. And then this piece of cardboard slides in between them and it holds it in place. Just like that, so it keeps its shape, which is kind of nice. This one is fairly easy. It's called the L brace. And all I did was I took a piece of cardboard and I folded it like an L. And that gives me a place to put some glue right here on the bottom. Otherwise, you're putting it on that skinny edge. This one is called the wrap, and the wrap involves a little bit of string. So I'm going to take two pieces of cardboard and I'm going to essentially just wrap it around going both directions. So this way and this way. And that, my friends, is the wrap. And then you can tie it in the back if you want. You can put a tiny bit of glue to hold that wrap into place. But that is the wrap. Okay. This one is called, this one came out with me too, the wedge. So this is where I did an L brace. So I have the bottom folded, but I'm going to use another piece of cardboard where I folded the top and the bottom a little bit, and that's going to help lock it into place. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this piece here, and I'll put a little bit of glue where I'm going to attach it at the bottom, and that holds it in place. You could also use tape, so it'll hold it like this. The last one I'm going to show you right now is called the feet, and that's because it looks like it has little feet. Let's see if my hand's in the way. So all I did was I took my piece of cardboard and I just cut a square out and I folded it, and that gives me room to glue it to make little feet. Now there's two other techniques I have, but I can't show it to you right now because I don't have the supplies. One is called the fastener, and that's where you take it's called a brass fastener. It's a little circle. You push it through the two pieces of cardboard, and then you open up the bottom of it, and that holds it together, but it allows it to move and spin. So now you have a moving piece of cardboard. And the second one is using a hole punch. You can actually punch holes with it and then tie two pieces of cardboard together. And those are some attaching techniques for sculpture made out of cardboard. Enjoy.